comes to mixing business with pleasure, Roger Leenerts has learned how to make it fun and successful. And now he'd like to take that experience to another level. He was recently named Director of Entrepreneurship at Quincy University. It's a newly created appointment he hopes will lead to innovation and opportunities for students beyond the classroom.
A student might have a side hustle, so they actually have a job or some ways to make some extra money. So they're learning those opportunities outside of the classroom rather than in the classroom. And that's really what experiential learning is hands-on, doing it yourself, learning sometimes the hard way.
He most recently served as facilitator of the Adams County CEO program. You can learn more about QU's Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation by logging onto our website at WGEM.com.